Today we are going to transform the Bambu Lab P and X series into automatic printing machines with a few simple but genius upgrades. After turning the A1 and A1 Mini already into unstoppable workhorses with our FarmLoop system, we are going to do it with the bigger brothers too. Again, for free. And this time we have done something very different that was never done before. In this video I will show you exactly how we built the FarmLoop Stage 1 system and most importantly how you can set it up yourself. Whether you are running a farm or just want to print multiple different plates one after each other without even touching the printer, this system is for you. Since implementing the system, we've grown from just 2 printers to a 30 printer farm right here in Switzerland. We've doubled our revenue every year and we are on track to hit $500,000 this year, all thanks to automation and product design. If you're new here, I'm Jan, a world record-breaking engineer who quit his day job to build the biggest automated 3D print farm in Switzerland, together with my best friend. We created the system to help makers like you start and grow a profitable 3D print business. Today I will take you through every step from the clever hardware upgrades to the software that runs the whole system. We'll also push the setup to its limits with prints you will not believe can come off the bed easily and automatically. Stick around to the end because I will also share how you can get started with this system for free. Let's dive in. On the hardware side, there are 3 elements crucial to the FarmLoop system. If you watched our video on the A series printers, you might remember the scraper. That was the little tool that lifted the prints off the bed. It worked great, but for the P and X series printer, that method just isn't possible. And it turns out, with this component here, we don't even need to lift it. We'll see it in a second. Instead of the scraper, we created the pusher. It can be clipped onto the printhead cover without any tools. Just like that. We made it using PETG and gave it a soft TPU front, so it can do its job without scratching your prints or your printer. It's clean, simple, and it works really well. Let's start things off by printing this vase. It's actually from our CAD course inside the school community. Once the print is done, all the fans kick in to cool down the part and the build plate as fast as possible. Then the tool head moves forward and gives the vase a gentle push. Now this one comes off the plate pretty easily, but here's the issue. It doesn't actually fall out. This way it can get stuck between the tool head and the printer frame. And yeah, that can cause some serious damage. That's why, just like we did with the A-series FarmLoop system, we need a tilted feet setup here too. To make that happen, we take off the original rubber feet and pop them into our tilted feet. Now there's only one way for the part to leave the printer. It slides right out, and it works. You might have also noticed those 2 clips at the back and wondered what they're for. Remember how the FarmLoop Stage 1 system for the A-series printers struggled with parts with a big surface area? They were tough to remove from the plate. So we ask ourselves, what do we actually do when a print sticks too well to the plate? We bend it until the part pops off, right? So why not let the printer do that by itself? That's exactly why we created the bender. It's a one-piece print and clips right onto the front lip of the printer. Super simple. After every print, the build plate moves down a couple times to flex and loosen the part. And those clips, they hold the plate in place during that bending motion. And what's also great about these clips is that they guide your plate to the perfect position. With this bending setup, we can even pop off big parts like this box with no problem at all. Before we walk through the full step-by-step procedure of how everything works, let's throw a few different types of parts at it and see what it can really handle. So what can you actually print with this system? Well, first off, yes, it can handle articulated toys. I know that's the first thing someone's going to ask in the comment section below. We printed this shiny little articulated shark using silk filament on a Bambu Lab textured plate. And listen to this. That satisfying cracking sound when it bends, that's the sound of successful detachment. After that, the shark flows down the plate into our box. Of course, we had to push the limit and emptied a whole roll. Next, we tried some really flat parts with big surface areas. And just for fun, we threw in some multicolor printing too. One of our dials was printed like this, and again, it worked perfectly, even when we ran it in mass production. Now here's something that a lot of people have been asking for. The ability to print different parts one after each other. So right here, we've got a pill bottle with matching lids. You can queue these on 2 separate plates and the printer will handle them one by one. I'll show you how to set that up in a second. This whole system has gone through some serious testing. Not just by us, but by over 200 members of our school community. We ran an extensive beta test and now it's finally ready for everyone. The process is actually super straightforward, but genius. After a print finishes, all the fans blast air to cool down the plate. Once it hits a certain temperature or a timer runs out, the plate drops and goes into bending mode. That helps loosen the part. Then the printer moves up slightly so the pusher can do its job. We are careful here because we don't want the part slamming into the top of the printer. The good news is that the FarmLoop app takes care of all that behind the scenes. The plate moves just high enough for the pusher to engage the part. It starts right in the middle, then sweeps across the plate. For smaller pieces like prime towers, it even does a second pass at lower heights to make sure nothing gets left behind. Now to the most important part. How can you get started with automatic printing? That's where our app comes in. We built it to make everything as easy as possible. Let me show you how it works. You will start just like you normally would. Slice your part in Bambu Studio like you always do. Once that's done, switch over to our FarmLoop app. From there, you can upload your sliced 3MF file directly. And the best part? Everything runs right in your browser. No installs, no server connections, and it even works without internet. All the processing stays on your computer. Once your file is loaded, you can pick how the part should detach. All printers have the push mode, while the A series have the additional lift mode. Next, you can control when the detachment process should start by selecting either cooldown temperature or cooldown timer mode. If your part is still hard to detach even after bending, you can fine-tune the bed temperature and the Z offset in the next section. The app then takes care of the rest. It drops in the right start and end G-code snippets for you. Do you remember those pill bottles we printed earlier with different plates? You can even queue up multiple parts and have them printed one after the other without touching the printer. If you already have your tuning dialed in, you can just upload the final files, set a number of loops, and boom, you're ready to start mass production. Now before we talk about what's coming next for FarmLoop, there's one big question. How can you actually start looping today? Here's the thing. We want to make this system available to as many people as possible. We don't want to hide it behind a paywall or limit how many printers you can use it on. But at the same time, we also have to keep the lights on. So here's what we are doing. All the hardware parts are totally free and available on MakerWorld. That's months of design work out there for anyone to use. On the software side, we've got a free version of the app that lets you get started right now. You'll get all the basic presets and a limited number of loops. And hey, if you hit the like button right now, I will even show you a little trick to remove that loop limit at the end of the video. If you want access to the tuning, queuing and multiplate support, the full version of the app is available at a super low early bird price. It's limited to the first 100 people. The price will go up as we add more features, so lock it in now. All our school members get full access to the FarmLoop app too. So if you're looking to grow your 3D printing business with our tools, CAD courses and the system, I will see you inside. You might have noticed that we call this system the FarmLoop Stage 1, which means, yes, Stage 2 is already in the works. We're adding a door opening mechanism and better cooling, so stay tuned. And hey, if you're still watching, here's how to get unlimited loops for free. Will we lose some revenue doing this? For sure. But our goal is to help more people automate and grow. So here's the trick. After you uploaded your file, go to detachment tuning and download the modified 3MF file. Open it using 7-zip, find the G-code, copy and paste it as many times as you want. Save the archive and you're done. Unlimited loops. If that helps you out, just like and subscribe. That's all I ask. Happy looping, 3D farmers.